Magna virtual guided tour starting in 2 minutes. Magna virtual guided tour starting in 1 minute. Magna virtual guided tour starting in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Look ahead to the place in the distance where the roads we travel are accident-free. The air we breathe is clean. Where more of us go, where we want, when we want. It's a place where we think beyond ourselves, beyond business, to make sure progress, innovation, and profit isn't made at the expense of the planet or each other. Where all people, regardless of who they are or where they're from, get the respect they deserve. Let's look ahead to a future we'll create together. It's closer than you think.
Welcome everyone, Grüß Gott or Servus, as they say here in Munich. Thank you for joining us at our virtual tour through our IAA stand this year in Munich. Today with me is my colleague Darren, who will help me guide you through this tour. So Servus Darren, what can we expect at this tour?
Thank you, Ray. So today at the booth, we're talking about how we use our complete vehicle knowledge, system level approach, and superior components to create the power of Magna. How do we do that? We use the mega trends in the industry, and we use those to help us focus to create a better world of mobility and do it responsibly. So, without further ado, we'll step into our first area, which is eco-innovation, and we'll take a quick look at a video here to get us started.
You stay like this? It's you.
So eco-innovation is what we use to describe how superior driving experiences don't need to be compromised by regulations or emission standards. Things like electrified powertrains, battery trays, lightweighting, and active aerodynamics all contribute to superior driving experiences for the customer.
And Thank you, Walter, for joining us today. So what makes Magna Eco-Innovation so special? Here we are, it's the stage.
Thanks, Ray and Darren. Well, so our unique product portfolio at Magna Powertrain is for sure taking the challenge of sustainability very seriously. So we are very much focused on electrification for hybrid, plug-in hybrid, but also battery electric vehicles. And looking into the best-in-class attributes we want to deliver to the market, it's all about best-in-class efficiency, safety, dynamics, and convenience. What does that mean? Best-in-class safety. It's about the next level of controls, considering also connectivity to the ADAS functions and controls of several units in such kind of a powertrain system. If we talk about efficiency, we are very much focused on the total energy consumption, also over the lifetime of the vehicle. Furthermore, convenience, it's with a one-pedal drive and distinctive drive modes to support the customer and consumer interface. Yeah, well, and finally, dynamics. It's also about fun to drive without any issue on the safety perspective. Looking on our best-in-class powertrain system, which is called Intelligent Reach, I want to go into more detail how this works and how these things fit together. So this is a battery electric type vehicle architecture, also consisting out of two e-drives, one in the rear, one in the front, which adds some further attributes to optimize the system. So on the front, we have the decoupling unit considered, which is first to market, while improving the range of the vehicle by more than 9%. At the same time, we have also integrated the torque vectoring function on the rear to improve vehicle dynamics while shifting torque from the left to the right and from the right to the left rear wheel. Well, finally then, this solution is also tied to the integration of the battery system. So efficiency gains is also important to consider the battery enclosure. We are also able to provide the integration competency of the battery system, considering also of the multi-material integration, such as fiber material, aluminum and steel, while providing the stiffness and strength of the system and also maintaining the tightness of the system over the lifetime. Yeah, altogether we are very proud to ensure that we are heading to the launch of this vehicle platform with end of next year, and so stay excited by experience our Intelligent Reach soon in the market.
Walter, thank you very much. Darren, alternative drives help to reduce the CO2 footprint in the industry, but there's much more to it than drivetrains, right?
That's a good point, Ray. Actually, Aerodynamics have been around for a while, and they help increase range and reduce emissions. And here to tell us a little bit more about how those applications are very important to today's battery electric vehicles is Johannes.
Thanks, Darren. Thanks, Ray. Yes, active aerodynamics do not basically depend on if that is a battery vehicle or a standard combustion engine. Basically, active aerodynamics is important for all vehicle types. We from Magna Exteriors have saved millions of tons of CO2 over the last couple of years with our products worldwide, and basically are developing active aerodynamic products faster, further, for less, for the future. Doesn't matter if it is an e-driven vehicle or a standard combustion vehicle. We finally combine over the whole exteriors from the front to the rear different options where we could actively influence the aerodynamic of the vehicle and improve drag and so the CO2 consumption of the full vehicle.
Thank you, Johannes. So we have talked about the electrification and eco aspects. Another key trend is autonomous driving, and at this point, ADAS. We've prepared a short video which will show you how we are addressing this topic. Thank you.
Magna's complete system ADAS solution is driving towards an autonomous future and saving lives. Things like our full system suite of electronics, EE architecture, scalable domain controller are all things that we can be used as a complete system or as a modular approach for any vehicle in any application. Here to tell us a lot more about that and a few other things is Mark.
Yeah, thank you, Darren. So, we as Magna, we are one of the only suppliers who really develops and produces all the sensors ourselves that are needed for ADAS, like ultrasonics, domain controller, radar, multiple radar, short-range, long-range radar. And here we are using the next generation sophisticated imaging radar, digital radar. We also have a LiDAR and multiple cameras to detect the surroundings all around the car. And all this we use and put together to come to a perfect solution for you, because each sensor has its strengths and its weaknesses. For example, a radar is perfect in foggy condition, but a radar cannot read traffic signs. Coming to Magna, we can give you a turnkey solution for a full ADAS system, and this has two benefits for the customer. First of all, it's the time to market very quickly, and also cost saving, because the validation of all of these sensors is quite intensive, and we can save a lot of money. And we as Magna, we also have a holistic view to all the functions, because 2024, for example, it becomes mandatory to have the driver monitored to see where he's looking at. And to do this, usually you need a camera, and this camera can be installed anywhere in the car. But we as Magna were thinking out of the box and saying, okay, the perfect packaging for such a system should be the inside mirror. Why? Because this is already given in every car, and now we've managed to place all the sensors in one mirror. It can have the auto-dimming glass. It will also have the infrared filter, infrared illumination, the PCB with the processor for the ECU, the thermal management, and of course the camera. It's all hidden behind the glass. The driver doesn't see that there's a camera. He doesn't have the subjective rating, his surveillance, but it's mandated by law. This is a very good example for seamless integration of ADAS into the car. Another good example of seamless integration is, for example, the front of the car. We've talked about that we have lots of sensors around the car, and it's really rocket science to position them, because a radar, for example, if you install it to a car, it should look nice, but a radar is also quite dependent on the paint. Red paint deteriorates the signal far more than white paint. You really need to know what you're doing if you want to install a radar in front of the car. And another thing is that we are also proud about is that we also thinking about the next generation level 3, 4, 5 driving. Here we see the so-called meso panel. We can illuminate the front of the car, and this is playing together with Magna Electronics exteriors and the lighting group, that we can communicate with the outside of the car. Why is this important? Because in level 3, the driver is allowed to read a book. But of course, if you're a pedestrian, you're walking on the street, you have no eye contact to the driver, it's a funny feeling. Will I be run over, yes or no? With these signals, you can communicate to the outside, and this is a need for future. Of course, legislation is a little bit lagging, but at least we have the solution already there for something that needs to be determined in the future. Okay, thanks a lot.
Mark, thank you very much. So you can stay with me, just stay with me, no problem. Another area we are addressing here at the IAA this year is distinction and experience. So have a look in another video we prepared for you. Thanks.
Individualization is a huge trend in the industry right now. And at Magna, we're using things like innovative seating technologies, lighting, and access opportunities, along with ADAS features and functions to help our customers surprise and delight consumers.
Darren, let's find out more about Magna's answer to this trend. The key word is human-machine interaction.
Yes. Hello. Yes, I'd like to introduce you our Smart Access. Smart Access brightens the interface between the car and the consumer while accessing the car and while entering into the car. Smart Access will provide more interaction, better interaction between the end user
and the car, and will adding features by adding functionalities and keeping the requirements of today's cars. Magna is capable to develop the entire system by using the standard components like door handles, like mirrors, like latching systems, to make the system accessible. The integration of the sensor technologies, which we are knowing now from our electronics group, plus gesture opening, plus some other features, will allow to now I have the will allow to have a better approach for the end users to the system. We have some features which we can explain, like the Haptronics door with motion control, as well as the gesture opening, and as well as the smart latch, which will provide more additional features for the safety aspects of a door. To have a good explanation and a good application to provide into a car, Johannes will now introduce the new gate system, rear gate system. Please, Johannes.
Thanks, Martin. Yes, what I try to do here for you in the next minute is to give you a snapshot on our multi-access lift gate we have developed together with our team from Magna Closures, which actually use the technology you have Martin has talked about before, and which basically demonstrate what a lift gate, a thermoplastic lift gate, could finally manage from accessibility point of view as well as lightweighting approach. We have developed this concept to give the end user different options which suits their fit and function around their lifestyle and whatever they want to bring into their lift gate. Integration from sensoring is much easier through the use of thermoplastic in the outer skin, where sensors could easily transmit through and could be integrated much easier and smarter from the overall system approach. We also demonstrate here functional topics such as lighting integration, as well as what Martin said before, gesture control, sensor access, even radar sensors for future autonomous vehicles could be easily applied to this lift gate. Finally, lightweighting is the door opener of all thermoplastic lift gates, and with such a lift gate, we are saving something between 25 and 40% weight, which contributes to the e-vehicle battery range and the amount of miles you can add more regarding a lightweight liftgate solution and a lightweight vehicle total functional consumption.
Well, thank you, Johannes. That's amazing, some of the things that you can do once you start to put all of the technologies that we have at Magna together. Now let's send it over to Andreas and Ray for some more innovative seating discussions.
Design is essential to sharpen a brand experience. So what are we contributing to enable design flexibility and distinction for powerful brands, Andreas?
That's a good question, Ray. For that reason, we can present here the brand new freeform sample seat we just created. What we wanted to show here is really our focus on styling and what freeform can do for us. If you see here at the sample, we can create very concave surfaces with this technology. We can have sharp edges like here. We can even have some three-dimensional structuring of the surface. We have deep trenches here. This is a very good example of a special design which we want to use and we want to try out this freeform technology. So this seat, we have a material, it's a cloth material with a 10 to 15% recycle part, so it's even sustainable. And the best thing about that was we had complete design freedom. So the team started from scratch and we wanted to show all the extreme positions and extreme geometries this technology can give us and can create. So, but it's not only limited to cloth. We also have the opportunity here with this example to create it in a kind of Alcantara. We have Dynamica here with a nice quilting optic. We have a special quilting optic here with vinyl, and this blue pattern is vinyl as well. So we are independent from the surface material. It's a pressing process where we can be a little bit independent from the sewing lines. The advantage we have with creating surfaces like this is that we don't need a conventional sewing machine or a sewing robot. We can create very complex structures in one step, in one process step while pressing. But it's not only the seat we can show. We also have, like you see here, some examples of a back panel which we can use as a replacement from envelope trim. So here you can see we have more leg room if we can create a very deep contours here. And last but not least, you even can integrate some design themes. So the possibilities are endless. And I would say this is a very good tool for future stylings, which conventionally we can't create.
Thank you, Andreas. We've now talked about seats, but there's more than this. So we have now to move to the other side of the stand, and I'm handing over to my colleague, Johannes.
Future vehicle architectures like e-vehicles drive also opportunities for exteriors in the future. What I like to show you here is the Magna Meso panel technology, where Magna Exteriors tries to combine and give a sense to the designer what future will drive and possibilities we have in the future regarding design opportunities in the vehicle front. We finally see a closed grille section, as an e-vehicle does not require the same cooling amount we would have from a standard combustion engine, and therefore could use this very seamless surface to generate a 3D design which is lighted and has some sensor integration directly behind that panel. The so-called Magna Meso panel is our first step into future exteriors with e-vehicles, and could be even grow in the future to our more futuristic approach on integrating even headlamps and other functional lighting elements. Magna Meso panel finally combines different integration potentials of sensoring, lighting, and design features like these 3D optics, which you do not have in the front, but finally have as a visual effect from the back. What from a lighting point of view could also be somehow features we can integrate. We are working with our team from Magna Electronics as well as Magna Lighting. And my colleague Jakub will give you a snapshot on what future technologies Magna Lighting has to provide here for the future.
Hello and welcome to Magna FlexForm stand. With this lighting technology, we are addressing three main points: environment, design possibilities, and functionality. We are doing it by placing mini LEDs onto the flexible circuit. When we talk about mini LEDs, the size is smaller than 0.5 millimeter. This unique technology is providing uniform lighting in very thin and flexible package. To Magna customer, this means styling freedom and endless design possibilities to deliver their lighting signatures, including dynamic animation features. Animation, in our case, is possible because we can drive every single LED separately. FlexForm is a robust and cost-effective alternative for OLEDs with low power consumption and lightweight design is going forward to challenging eco requirements. With FlexForm, we can realize a variety of functions for exterior and interior functions, starting with the signaling lighting, such as tail, stop, or turn indicator, or backup function with white LEDs. and ending with the dynamic communication displays for increased road safety. All this together is bringing added value for current and future lighting functions of the vehicle. Thank you, and I'm giving the word back to Ray.
Thank you very much. One of the key trends at this year's IAA, you see it everywhere, is new mobility. Let's have a look into a video how Magna addresses this topic.
Magna's complete vehicle design, engineering, and manufacturing knowledge is key to partnering with traditional OEMs and new entrants alike to bring answers to tomorrow's mobility challenges. Martin's going to tell us how we do that.
Thanks. Many new players in the automotive market do not have all relevant assets at hand. That's when Magna come into play. Magna takes overall responsibility from the complete vehicle engineering up to the manufacturing. We provide our processes, standards, and infrastructure. Moreover, we enable access to the automobile supply chain. With our one-stop shop, we come from ideas to reality. Another key success driver is the right choice of the platform, because this reduces development costs for new projects significantly. When you're working with Magna, you have the possibility to choose your own platform, partner with other OEMs, or use the Magna EV platform. The Magna EV platform is equipped with fully electric drive and state-of-the-art driver assistance. It is still in production and industrialized with reliable set of suppliers. This helps to reduce development risks and to reduce time to market. To sum it up, Magna is the only supplier in the world that thinks and delivers like an OEM from the first sketch up to the actual production of complete vehicles.
Darren, thank you for your support today, and thank you all for watching us on our journey to a new world of mobility. The direction is clear for us, it's forward, and actually it's forward for all, Darren.
Thank you, Ray. Thanks for being such a great host, and I want to thank everybody for coming and experiencing the power of Magna.